Hi everyone, this is Konzel here. So I'm doing a video showcase for the second domain, getting 8,000 points on my main account. Today's domain is a lot more interesting and less annoying than the Jovishaps. Basically, it's 3 waves of mobs. First wave, you have the Pyro Slimes as an Electro Hilichurl shooter. Second wave, you have all the Hilichurl mobs. Third wave, you have the 2 Fatui Pyro Slinger, together with one Electro Hammer Vanguard. So today's fruits from the Add 2. There's two different type of teams basically. One is for Electro Charge, the other is for Charge Attack, which will work well for Hu Tao and Gan Yu. But it's actually better for Gan Yu because of the difficulties in this domain. So first off, let's look at the fruits. So what's new in Add 2? Hunter's Roam. After characters use charge attacks to defeat opponents, charge attacks will be increased by 35% for 60 seconds. That's a very long buff and can be triggered up to stack up to 5 times. So this is really good for both Hu Tao and Yanfei, and as well as Gan Yu. Okay, even Yanfei can benefit a lot from this. Now the next new one is Thundering Dance, which basically is an electro charge team. As soon as you trigger Electro Charge, there's a 50% chance to trigger a Lightning Strike that deals 500% of the triggering character's attack. And on top of that, it drops the Electro resistance. So for Electro main DPS character, this is actually very good. And it couples very well together with the Timely Rain, which is another new Fruit Splinter from Add 2. This is the third new Fruit Core, which effectively is for AA characters, even physical can benefit from this because whenever you hit a opponent, you can trigger a shockwave. If you have full HP, it deals even more damage. It's once every 5 seconds. Right, now let's talk about the new Fruit Splinters from today's, or rather Add 2's event itself. You have Timely Rain. When your character hits an opponent with Elemental Burst, you create a Hydro Ember or Hydro Stone, and you can shatter it to trigger rain. So this is what you always see in those monolith commissions. But the problem with this Hydro Ember, I have a bit of problem with this Hydro Ember, is that sometimes when it spawns, it gets in the way. Because it spawns right in front of you, and while you're trying to move, it spawns there and you're blocked. So although I'm using it, or I use it in my clear, I'm not 100% a fan of it. But it does helps a lot with the AoE Hydro effect. Constant AoE Hydro effect for constant freeze. Whirlpool. So when you defeat an opponent with a charged attack, you will create a vacuum field that will pull nearby opponents in and deal damage based on 500% of the character's attack. Now this is very nice for Hu Tao. Not that great for Gan Yu and Yanfei. Why? Because the vacuum is triggered around your character. It's triggered where your character is. For Gan Yu and Yanfei, both of them are range. So yeah, I'm using it in case I get to trigger it if in case there's any mobs near me, but yeah. Alright, the next one is Son of Steel. I'm using this because I am using Chop. I will be using Chop on the third wave against the Pyro Slingers, so that's why I'm using this. This is not new though. The new one is this Overmastered, where Elemental Mastery is increased by 100. And the next few new ones is Iron Bow. Iron Bow hits opponent. When you hit opponent with weak spots, you get a 50% crit chance increase crit rate. If this were crit damage, I would use it, but if it's crit rate, no. Let's see. Yep. Alright. This is new. When protected by a shield, your characters gain a 40% incoming healing bonus. I guess it's nice, but you don't really need this, especially since we're trying to clear in time, right? Challenger, this is new as well. When there are no more than 2 opponents near a character, attacks increased by 20%, defense increased by 20%. Kinda like deathmatch effect. Not entirely the same, but yeah, kinda like. It's not too bad for the third wave. In the second domain, Add 2's domain. This is also new. When an opponent is defeated, it will release a shockwave that deals AoE damage to other characters. Which it's not too bad if you to cover together with Venti actually. If they are all built together and you defeat the opponent and it constantly triggers the AoE damage, this can be actually very strong. Might even be better than say Whirlpool if you are using Ganyu or Yanfei. I'm not going to retry again with the Judgment though. These are the ones that I have used to clear, and that's the one I will show in the actual showcase later. There's also Featherweight here, which decreases all party members' charge attack stamina consumption by 50%. It's okay, but it's not absolutely necessary, I guess, unless you don't have the stamina reduction constellations on Wu Tao and Yanfei, then yes, this is helpful. The rest of it, yeah, these two are just from the Add 1. So, yep, these are the fruits that I'm using for the Twisted Realm for Add 2. Now let's go ahead and look at the actual run itself. Before that, let's look at the difficulty. Now, difficulty, obviously for 8,000 points, you have to choose everything. But here's the reason why Ganyu is much better than Hu Tao here. Number one, there's pyro resistance on the opponent, increased by 50%. Okay, and there's one very detrimental thing, which is when active characters' HP is lower than 50%, attack is decreased by 50%. On top of that, movement speed is also decreased by 20%. So obviously this is really not good for Hu Tao. They are nerfing Hu Tao with this. So the only option really is to use Ganyu or Yanfei. But Yanfei again, pyro resistance. So Ganyu is actually the best choice here to use charge attacks. Alright, now let's jump straight ahead into the DPS showcase itself. Now I'm using Venti for the CC, it's only for shield, and Ganyu for the damage. You can set up your Venti here first. Did you see the Hydro Ember blocking me? That was what I was talking about. So set up your Ventis out first, start the domain, then start the domain, and you'll be able to gather all the mobs together for a quick clear. Make sure you get your Ventis energy to full first, so that the next wave is much easier. If they split up too much, it's going to be very hard on your Venti. Time for Ganyu burst. Yeah, like I was saying, this will sometimes block you. Unfortunately, there's a stray one here, so we have to manually attack it. But Venti's burst plus Ganyu's burst is enough to take care of all the mobs other than the miniature. Now we are in the final wave, the third wave. Okay. I made a slight mistake here. I should have moved further in front before using the Ganyu's burst. But the reason why I venture out here and risk getting hit by the Electro is because I wanted to trigger this Child's C4 pulse effect. That's the reason why. If you are not using, if you have C4 Child, obviously you should not be doing this. But it really helps to clear the two Pyro Slingers really fast, as you can see. Now the only problem here is I didn't manage to crit a lot. In fact, my, how should I put it? My second hit did crit, but the first hit always didn't crit. Yeah. So anywho, we actually cleared everything and was left with one mob in like 30 seconds. But now, we wasted 30 seconds trying to kill this guy because of that mistake that I made where I casted the Ganyu's burst way too early. It was a mistake on my end. I screwed up on that. Otherwise, the clear time would have been faster if the Electro Guard was together with the two Pyro Slingers. But either way, it's a very easy clear today if you have Ganyu and Venti. I'm not going to retry to do like a super perfect run where, I don't know, maybe I clear in 30 seconds or something, but yeah. Anyway, that's the showcase. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope whatever I shared here is helpful to you. Even if you may not have the 5-star characters or the wheel-like characters, right? The general concept is the same, but do adjust the points accordingly. I mean, I have a F2P account. I cleared one yesterday with 6,000 points, even with my terrible artifacts. So definitely this event is doable in terms of clearing 6,000 or 5. You only need 5,000 points per ad to complete the event and get all rewards anyway. Yeah, so 8,000 is really just for a challenge. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. If you like the content, remember to like the video and click subscribe for more. Bye.